cause we hopping out them foreign things. Prime time, my nigga, my time. Tryna get at me, but wait, nigga, wait in line. We ain't come here for this, 'cause most of these bitches ain't built like this.
What's up, Princess Gang? It's Princess Leia. I'm back with another video. So today I'm actually going to be doing my makeup. I want to change my hairstyle. I'm kind of tired of the ponytail. I might wear it down, but I have to see how I like that. I don't know. But first we are going to start with my makeup. And just kind of talking to y'all, you know what I'm saying? A little 1 2 1 2. Or whatever the case may be. Cause you know I like to talk to y'all. I like to get to know y'all. I like for y'all to get to know me. And you know the vibes. So I'm gonna pin this back so that way I can access my face or whatever. So I'm gonna be real quick with this just because we are behind schedule today with filming. We're supposed to start way earlier, but Flo had a meeting. So your girl couldn't, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't get into my bag the way I wanted to get into my bag. But I'm actually using some primer right now on my face. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, girl, what is you waiting for? I'm trying to understand why I'm not at 10K yet. Because first of all, I've been on this channel for a long time. And I feel like I should be way ahead of what I am. And I feel like it's y'all fault. Because see, I be giving y'all content. Y'all just ain't rocking with it. I don't know why. But y'all need to press that subscribe button. Period. So I have some black opal true color. I went to NARS. Not NARS. I went to Sephora earlier. I was gonna wait. Something told me to just wait, girl. I ended up going anyways, and they did not have the color that I needed. They were trying to get me to order it online, but I was like, you know what? Never mind. I'm gonna just wait. They said they're gonna be getting some back in stock next week, so I'll just wait until next week to go back and get the color that I want, because I want some NARS. I've been doing Fenty. My go-to is actually always black opal. I usually use the black opal foundation stick like this, but then I decided to try the cream palette one. I kind of like alternate back and forth just depending on like the seasons. Like I was never really into like liquid makeup. I always kind of like the powder foundations and the cream sticks or whatever the case may be. I don't know, liquid just, I don't know. But whenever I be getting my makeup done, the MUAs always be using liquid, and all my makeup just be looking so flawless, girl. So I wanted to go get some NARS today, because NARS is like the best. Well, I like Fenty, but I want to try NARS. I have tried NARS's concealer before, but I've never tried their foundation. So I wanted to give that a try. And girl, they did not have, y'all, I know it look crazy on camera, but this makeup is like, it's gonna set in the right way, trust me. Because at first I was just like, and I'm not used to using this. I don't really like using this. Like I said, it's gonna be rushed because just because. So yeah. So usually the way I've been doing my makeup now is I've been doing my bottom half first, and then I'll start with the top. For some reason it's just been easier for me to do it that way. So I had some people ask me about my fiance and what it's like dating a white boy. I mean, honestly, dating a white boy is just like dating a black boy. Me personally, I've never based someone's character off of their color of their skin. I feel like there's only two types of people, and that's either you good or you bad. You know what I'm saying? So for me, damn, I do not have my the brush that I want to use. I've also dated outside of my race several times throughout my life. So to me, dating a white boy was not like the new thing for me. However, this time around it was pretty interesting just because I was never really interested in dating. I wasn't interested in dating, you know what I'm saying? I had just literally got out of a relationship with my children's dad. I was actually married to him. But when I met Flo, it was really on business. It was never no sneaky shit. Never no, he had a girl. I was, you know what I'm saying, in my situation. Or just coming out of my situation. And everything was just strictly business. Like, we did music together. We had, you know, our manager who, you know, I was also cool with and stuff like that. So everything was literally just business. We used to just run up songs, music videos, skits and stuff like that. And it just became just good vibes with Flo. And honestly, like, I just thought it was weird that he was interested in me, to be honest. I thought it was really weird. Dating a white boy is, you know, the attention that I get. You know, you get your haters. You get people who just, they gonna hate on you, period. You gonna always have a hater. I feel like sometimes you just gonna have a hater regardless if you with a black girl, if you with a black boy or a white boy. It don't really matter. But I think I noticed the hate more because I'm with a white guy. Or whatever the case may be. But it doesn't bother me. Like, I feel like nobody should be in my business that much to be worrying about who I'm, you know, who I'm in love with, who I'm sleeping with. You know what I'm saying? Nobody should really have that much control or say so over your life. Especially when it comes to love. Like, people gonna love what they want to love. People gonna love who they want to love. You just can't. There's nothing you can do about that. You cannot control a person's personal interests. Like, that's just like if I like freaking hot dogs. Like, if I like hot dogs, I like hot dogs. Who are you to tell me that I can't like hot dogs? Like, everybody has their own personal interest in life. And that goes with everything. That goes with love, you know, relationships. So it's really no different. I'm not gonna judge somebody because, you know, I hate ketchup. I hate it. I hate ketchup. I don't eat ketchup. I hate it. I hate the smell. I hate the way it looks. I hate it. And I'm not gonna judge somebody because they like ketchup. Like, so it's like we put so much focus on things that does not concern us, that should never concern us. Me being who I'm with does not affect your money. It's not hurting you. Unless you want to be with me, then I can understand why you would be upset. But other than that, if I'm happy, then you should be happy. Unless you trying to be with me, unless you want to fuck me. Like, that's just the only difference. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like people who get upset is because they want you. Or they want your man. You know what I'm saying? So, but a lot of girls be asking me, like, how do you get into it? How do you get a white boy? How to find a white boy? Honestly, there's no, like, I didn't go on a hunt for a white boy. He found me. And it was honestly, like, off of, like, genuine vibes. It wasn't like, oh my god, I'm about to go and find me a white boyfriend today. Or, oh my god, I'm about to go find me a black girlfriend today. I mean, when love, especially when you end up in a long-term relationship with somebody, that means that was meant to be. I mean, you know, you couldn't tell me 10 years ago, 5 years ago, that I was going to marry a white boy. I mean, you just couldn't tell me that. You know? So you just never know. You can never just say never. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I just say just to be yourself, and love gonna find you, girl. Love is gonna find you. But I be having people ask me all the time, like, how is it being with a white boy? How is it being with a white boy? What's it like being with a white boy? Whatever the case may be. It's fun. I feel like white boys, though, the only difference that I can say is they take, I mean, I can't really say just white boys in general, but the white boy that I'm with, he take a lot of risk. And he is very persistent. Very, very, very extremely persistent. That's the way he got me, because he was just so persistent. And they always, they stick to one thing. Once they find what they love, once they find something that they're passionate about, they stick into it, baby. And you ain't nothing you can do to stop them. Ain't nothing you can do to discourage them or try to talk them down. I feel like a lot of my successes come from the fact that he motivates me so much to just keep going. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes as women, we give up. Like, we be having, you know, we lose confidence in what we do. And we be giving up sometimes. It's easy to give up, but when you have a partner, somebody that's going to push you and support you, like with my hair business, he gave me $1,000 to just start my hair business, to get everything that I needed. And I didn't even ask him. I didn't have to show him no business plan. I didn't have to explain too much. He saw the vision. He saw more of the vision than I did. And he handed me the money. And then he had me order everything that I needed. And that's how I picked back up on my hair. But before that, my passion for hair was dead, girl. It was dead. But we have a lot of fun together. Like, I feel like, you know, I taught him a lot. He's taught me a lot. We both have the same morals, the same goals. You know, he believes in Yahweh. That's the most important thing for me, is like being with somebody that believes in God and believing in really the same God that you believe in. Because it's sometimes when you don't have the same spiritual morals and values, it's hard to like try to. I never really been one to convert, because all my friends and everybody that, you know, is close to me, we are all in part of the same belief system. So like spiritual belief system. So like I would never have to like try to convince them anything, or, you know, whenever we have conversations and we can talk about God and Yahweh and just spiritually building up ourselves or whatever like that, it's always like a natural conversation. It's not awkward. And so with him, honestly, one thing that did attract me to him was the fact that he did know Yahweh. And we had a conversation about it, because he heard one of my songs where I had made a song about Yahweh. And he asked me, he was like, did you just say Yahweh? And I said, yeah. I said, what you know about Yahweh? He said, what you know about Yahweh? I said, well, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. He was like, yeah, I know about the name Yahweh. He was like, Yahweh is God. And I asked him, well, so what do you know about the name? He said, Yahweh is God. And I was like, whoa! Baby, when I tell you that did something to me, I was like, okay, white boy. That was like really, really like a huge turn on, to be real with you. Like when we had that conversation. But you know, it was easy because, you know, he still had, you know, ways of like the world as far as like eating pork and seafood and stuff like that. But it was very easy for him to stop doing that. Once, you know, we started like really eating together and stuff like that, and I started explaining to him, you know, dieting and ways to eat or whatever, he immediately cut it out, and he hasn't eaten it ever since. So when it comes to morals and values spiritually, we on the same level, or whatever the case may be. And I always try to tell people, like, you know, believing in Yahweh, believing in God, period, doesn't always have to be, you know, it's not religious. It's a lifestyle. It's a belief system. It's not running around shouting around scriptures all day or running around praying all day. I mean, yeah, pray, have faith and things like that, but it's more so your personal connection to God. And nobody else has to know that. Nobody else needs to know that. It's not nobody else's, you know what I'm saying, business. Like, that's your business between you and God, you and Yahweh. That's y'all's business. Yahweh know where your heart is and your true intentions, and that's why, you know, he'll always send you somebody that's for you. I feel like he sent me somebody that's genuinely and honestly for me, somebody that understands me, somebody that respects me, and somebody that accepts me for who I am, and not I don't have, like I said, I don't have to pretend to be somebody that I'm not, because, you know, sometimes we do that when we want people to like us, when we want to be more so accepted or whatever case may be. Trust me, I done been there and done that. And I just feel like this is not really what, you know, love is all about. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, yes, truly, if you do date outside of your race, make sure that your spiritual values match up the same, you know. A lot of people, you know, don't really believe in God. I mean, there might be some people who don't really believe in God. If you're a believer in God, try to find somebody that believes, you know, in God, or at least have a good heart to want to believe in God and want to find out the truth and want to be on a good path, or whatever the case may be. Because honestly, that's going to be one of the biggest challenges. Because I always said I never said that I wouldn't date a white boy. I always said that I would never get with nobody who didn't believe the same that I believe. That was one of my main things, you know what I'm saying? You know, everything else was just like, you know, I could be friends with people and, you know, be cool with people, whatever the case may be. But when it comes to like actually dating and being with somebody and giving them myself, you would have had to be on my level spiritually. Because that's just what I was born and raised in. You know, I was born and raised, you know, in Yahweh. And so when that's all you know, I mean, obviously I wasn't gonna convert to nothing else. I mean, Yahweh is my all, is my everything, you know what I'm saying? So I would have never given up my faith for nobody else. So either you would have had to adjust, or that just would have been it on that. So, and I'm all about teaching too. Even if he didn't know Yahweh or wasn't fully committed, my job here on earth is still to teach people. If you just around a bunch of people who already know, it's like, how are you doing your job as a follower of God? You have to be able to meet new people and get out there and teach people. You know what I'm saying? You have to be. Because when people are like, oh, the Bible says don't date outside your race. I never really read a scripture that said that in particular. The way that I look at it is, don't date outside of your belief. Don't date outside of your belief system. As long as you believe what I believe, and we both believe in good, and we both believe in the same God, then I don't see what color has to do with it. You feel what I'm saying? Because if I can understand if you believe in Buddhism and y'all eat all kind of stuff, whatever, and I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I don't eat pork. I don't celebrate holidays, but here y'all over here celebrating this and this and that, and I have my own, you know what I'm saying, my own spiritual holidays that I celebrate. I could see how that could be a conflict, because it's like, y'all over here doing this and I'm over here doing this. Like, that would never work in a relationship. That's just realistically speaking. So I can see why the Bible would reflect on dating inside of your belief, not color. Like, the Bible was never based on color, so I don't know where that concept came from. I feel like people like took that and just ran with it. The Bible is not racist. Like, so I feel like that's what society took it and made it racist and use it to be able to manipulate certain situations or whatever. But I never believed in, you know, white versus black. That was just a struggle that we went through as a people, in which, you know, we put ourselves through that. That was something that we had to go through, that Yahweh put us through, because we disobeyed his law. But at the same time, he's not gonna turn a white person down, if, you know what I'm saying, especially if they believe in Yahweh and they glorify his name. Like, he's not gonna turn them down. You feel what I'm saying? God doesn't work like that. Like, God loves all good people. So even if there is people who don't know him, you know, and I have the opportunity to help somebody and enlighten them and show them the true light, then, you know what I'm saying, like, that's a blessing. You know what I mean? So I had to fall away from a lot of people who still had that mindset, because I feel like it's just a lot of people out here who are stuck on, oh, you know, you can't date outside your race. Well, I'm like, who said that? Who? Where? Show them to me. Where in the Bible does it say that? The scripture does not read that. I don't see that when I read that scripture. That's not what it's giving. So, you know, I'm all about being fair, I'm all about being realistic. You know what I'm saying? And certain people, like I said, they like to take certain things out the Bible and make it beneficial to just them. And that's not what the Bible's about. I know my eyebrow's probably crooked. But anyways, y'all, my battery about to die. I'm about to go and get my lashes and then switch the battery. Ugh. I'm about to go and get my lashes, switch the battery. Gosh, this ain't the one I need. Alright, y'all, so I am back. Ooh, I ain't gonna lie. I feel like I ate that salmon and I'm still hungry. But anyways, I'm about to put on these lashes. So yeah, so I feel like overall it's a lot of fun dating him. He's also from Florida. Like, I was born in Florida. I was raised in New Orleans, but you know, I still consider Florida home, just because I did spend most of my life there. I did spend a lot of my life there, and that's kind of like another thing that we kind of connect on. It's because we both from Florida. So it's just, I don't know, Florida, people that are from Florida, it's a certain vibe that they have to them. And I feel like, you know, it was a way for me and him to kind of like connect as well. I think that the main thing is just like, whenever there's such a huge difference in, you know, you and a person, I guess color would be the main difference, because of course, you know, it's still cultural, because it's like a cultural difference, just because, you know, white people do things differently than black people, obviously. So it's like, but once I actually met his family and got around them, they act just like my family. Like, my family, they from New Orleans, they loud, they like to get drunk, they like to party, they like to have a good time. His family is the exact same way. When I met his family, y'all, like, I really could see myself being a part of his family. And this was even before I even really saw myself marrying him or whatever. It was just like genuine vibes with his family. Like, they made me feel so welcome. It was nothing awkward about it at all. Like, usually, you know, when you get around white people, you think, oh, they finna be racist, they finna be looking at me crazy. I was literally the only black girl, you know, around. And it was other people looking at us crazy, like people that were like on the outsides, like at the restaurants and stuff like that, whenever we went out to eat. But then they realized, okay, she's probably with one of them, you know what I'm saying? She's probably like dating one of them, or like married into the family or something like that. So, but like, being from Florida, you see a lot of white boys that look like Flo, you know. A lot of them, they have braids. Some of them even have dreads, goals. That's just like a cultural thing in Florida. That's just their culture. A lot of boys out there like wearing dreads and goals. That's their swag out there. So you'll see a lot of white boys that look like that too. So when people see Flo, because he used to have a grill, now he got braids or whatever the case may be, they're like, oh, you trying to be black, you trying to be black. But honestly, that's just what he's grown up around. Like, if I grew up around a bunch of white girls, you know what I'm saying, that I would be the same way. I would talk white, I would act white or whatever. When I say that, I feel like it's just so stupid and ignorant. People say, oh, you act white, oh, you act black. I feel like people act how they act. Like, yes, every style, every culture has a way. You know what I'm saying? Every culture has like a certain lifestyle or whatever, a way that they talk and the way that they walk. But does not mean that you're being like them. Like, I know black people, plenty of black people that have, you know, white mannerisms. It's not about you trying to be like that, but if that's what you grew up around, you can't help the way that you grew up around. If I grew up in the jungle around a bunch of animals, guess how I'm gonna act? I'm gonna act like an animal, like a savage. Like, I'm gonna have an animalistic nature. Like, that's just how human nature goes. Like, you can't say somebody's trying to act like something, because if I had to put on an act every single day of my life, who the fuck would I be? Like, it's hard to pretend and act all the time. Like, you can't, there's no possible human way that you can just act like something all the time. There's no way. Like, there's no possible way. So when people say, oh, you act black or you act white, you're not acting. That's just who you are. Like, you can't help it. My thing is, you never know somebody's story. You never know where people come from. You can't just sit around and judge somebody just because you disagree with the way that they move or the way that they are. Like, we've had so many people like, oh my God, he act black. Why he act black? How do you act black? Like, I don't understand it. How do we put a name on? How do we put a face on black? Like, how do you do that? Like, I always thought that was the most ignorant thing. Like, when I was growing up, when and this is why it annoys me so much, because when I shit. Oh, I knew that was gonna happen. Growing up, I used to like from the summer times or whatever, like when school was out, I used to spend the summers in New Orleans. And, you know, that was like when I lived with my mom in Florida and stuff like that. And my mom, we always lived in really nice neighborhoods, went to, you know, very good schools and stuff like that, mainly white people or whatever the case may be. So, like, when I would go back home, I guess I had, like, you know, mannerisms of a white person. And so, my friends and family would always be like, oh, you sound white. You sound white. Go back to Pensacola. I used to call it Pepsi Cola. Go back to Pepsi Cola because you sound white. You sound like a white country girl. Whatever the case may be. Because, you know, New Orleans people, they have really strong accents. Sometimes y'all might hear my accent come out here and there or whatever like that. But when you're from New Orleans, you have a really strong accent. And so whenever I spent time away, you know, I would only go for a while. I was only going to New Orleans for the summertime. So whenever I spent time away from New Orleans and I would go to Pensacola, back to Florida or whatever, I would go to New Orleans and it would be, my accent would just dramatically change. And so people used to always say that, oh my God, you sound white. You sound like you a white country girl. I'm like, what? Like, I can't help it. Like, we change. Like, when you adapt to certain environments, you start to become that. And honestly, you just cannot help it. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like I'm trying to be anything. Trust me, if I could have kept my if I could have kept my New Orleans accent, baby, I would have definitely, because my thing is New Orleans accents are very unique. So like when I'm around my family, you'll hear it really come out because everybody, you know, talking, it's like speaking another language. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you can never forget your native tongue. Like, so whenever I go back home, you'll hear me sounding like you can hear my accent clearly. So sometimes my friends be like, oh, you sound like, now you want to sound like you from New Orleans now, whatever. I'm like, but I can't help it. It just naturally comes out. Like, you just can't help it. You feel what I'm saying? So it was always a struggle growing up because I dealt with that for a long time, especially living in a lot of different places or whatever the case may be. It was always like that shift in just, you know, different environments. Everything was just so different all the time. I could never just adapt to just one thing. You feel me? That's why I never really been against, you know, never been against different cultures. Never been against, you know, different kind of people or whatever like that. Because that's what I've been around my whole life. And when you're sheltered and you don't get to see life, you don't get to see, you know, other things, other experience, different cultures, different foods and stuff like that. When your parents do that to you, you grow up feeling like, having the mentality of, oh, you know what I'm saying, you look at other people with your nose turned up because, you know what I'm saying, you're not like them. You feel me? So it's easy to be like, oh, you can't be with them because they white, you black and he white. It's like, why are we making this whole like big old racist thing, like when we should not be like that? But we be the main ones hollering when white people got a problem with us or whatever like that. But we the same way and not even better than that. We be like that against our own self, our own kinds of people. So we just gotta do better, y'all. It's just like, I feel like we got a lot of growing up to do, a lot of evolving to do within our own, you know. But even Flo, like, he was like, man, sometimes, you know, he was like, I've been around the white people that, you know, black people are, I guess, not really intimidated by, but he was like, he's been around the white people that, you know, that the black people feel some type of way about, because, you know, those are still his people. So when he get in a room with them, he's like, he said he feels uncomfortable because it's just like, sometimes, you know, they judge him the same way they would judge a black person because, you know, the way he carry himself. Like, even a lot of people that I know that know him, a lot of our friends and stuff, even just people that we come across, they be like, you black, you white, you're not white. Because it's when somebody's naturally one way, there's no way you can't act. You can't act it. You can't pretend it. But I love my man. I feel like we've grown. We've helped each other grow through a lot of things. And, you know, we're here now. It's just like we've been through a lot to really say that we came this far. You know, it's a blessing to have somebody that is on the same page with you, that likes the same things that you like to do, believes the same thing that you believe. You know, it's just, I love it. And so whether you, no matter who you with, regardless of what color they with, what color they are, as long as you have that, then you found, I feel like you found true love, girl. You found the love. So I'm gonna try to get these bangs to stay down, baby, because they want to poke all up. Like, woo, I just burned myself. Woo! There we go. Alright, I'm about to change my clothes. Put on something, very much something. Body check. 1, 2. I'm not wearing this today, y'all. I've been wearing this for the last 3 videos. I'm gonna find something cute to put on. But yeah, that's pretty much it, y'all. Again, if y'all have any more questions, let me know. I'm always here to answer your questions and be available to your needs. And yeah, y'all, just, you know, don't be afraid to talk to me. I'm straightening it with the hot comb instead of the flat iron, y'all, because I don't feel like plugging up my flat iron. How y'all like that? Y'all, this wig has held me up for a long, I had this wig for a long time. Yeah, so I'm done. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye bye. Love you. Love you, love you, love you, love you. See y'all.
Pretty girl gang. Pretty girl gang. If you are not bad and don't get it back, then you cannot sit with us. Let me hear you say, pretty girl gang. Pretty girl gang. If you don't spend cash, then don't grab a glass, but you cannot sip with us. Let me hear you say, pretty girl gang. Pretty girl gang. All of my bad bitches. Pretty girls. Let me hear you say, pretty girl gang. Pretty girl gang. 'Cause most of these girls is average, and me and my girls, we the baddest. Pretty girl gang. All of my girls, they pretty.